Joe Dale, Opie, please ask Jackie about the roast on Channel 9 birthday request.
That's I don't revisit that. There's so much of the stuff. The same thing.
Wait, what's wrong with that? I thought it was a regular question. There's controversy there?
No, it's not controversy. It's just an old thing where they would always put me in the worst of lights and make me unfunny and do what they could. But that was Channel 9. That was the regular show. In 15 years, Howard never, ever told the audience, you should go see Jackie's stand-up act. He's really funny. He would read my plugs. Robin one time came to Caroline's on 8th Avenue. Oh, Howard, Tony and I went to see Jackie last night. We saw his stand-up act. And he said, well, what'd you think? She says, oh, there's nothing I could say. It was very good. And he totally dropped it because there was nothing negative about it. She saw me kill. And so there was no news there, So
that goes back to my point and once again, that's why the documentary, I really encourage people to see it, is that you were looked at as a punching bag and a drunk and all this crap when you had so much, you had so many layers to you. Like, just every time I talk to you, I get good stuff out of you. And it's like, do you think there was a jealousy there in some strange way with you?
People, when people say that, I say, how pompous, I'm sitting here, I'm lucky my house is paid for and the guy's worth $1 billion and somebody's going to tell me he was jealous of you. I'm like, you're out of your mind.
Yeah, but but jealousy.
There's a certain amount of mirror on the wall. And if I went in a room and he went in a room, he was no longer the funniest person in the room. The truth is, before I went in the room, he already probably wasn't the funniest person in the room. So who knows, but they just couldn't give it up. They couldn't give it up and give me, they couldn't say I was funny or, they would rip my songs apart. If you take a Beatles song and play it one line at a time and make fun of it, but I didn't mind because it was all in fun. It was all crazy. And nowadays I get emails from people, I really enjoyed those songs of yours. And like, well, why didn't you say something? It's really funny.
I'm going to say it. Where I sit, because, I'm in the same business or was like, that has a lot to do with jealousy. And jealousy doesn't come out, just because you're really famous and have all the money in the world doesn't mean you can't be jealous of somebody. It makes it easier, I guess, if you have a multi-million beach house like he does and all the money in the world, and all the fame. But that's absolutely based on jealousy. When people came in to the Opie and Anthony show and they crushed it, we couldn't wait to help them out. We couldn't wait to give them their plugs. We couldn't wait to give the review of the stand-up.
No, they would do that for the guests. They would give it up for them, but not for, I don't know if he said two nice things about Fred in the last 50 years. And there is no more talented person. I was just telling us the other day.
He could go, you know what? He could go F himself. Someone's got to say it for like a lot of those guys. He could go F himself because look, you guys brought a lot of great stuff to that show. I know Fred Norris is incredibly talented, but for some reason, like he's got Fred scared of his shadow. I'll say all this stuff. You don't have to say any of it.
Listen,
he can go F himself because all you guys made that show even better than it would have been.
We're in London for a week, broadcasting from Studio 2, the actual studio where the Beatles did all those songs on Abbey Road. Maybe not just Abbey Road, but the original Meet the Beatles, all that stuff was recorded at Abbey Road. And we're in that room, which I get the chills just saying it. I can't believe we were there, let alone for a week. So Jack Bruce is the guest. We got all kinds of great guests because we're there for the Prince's Trust concert, which is going to be at the end of the week. And forget who was on that show. Elton John, Eric Clapton on down. We did a thing up in the catacombs of an interview, and me and Robin and Howard are sitting across the table from the Bee Gees, and they sang a cappella. This was craziness, right? So we're in the main room, and Jack Bruce is the guest. But Jack Bruce is a bass player. And Howard's like, what can you do? We got a bass here for you. He said, what can I do? And he says, well, I'd love to play Crossroads, but how will you do that? And Fred goes, oh, I could play with you. And Fred Norris got up and played Crossroads, like Eric Clapton played Crossroads with Jack Bruce.
That's amazing.
And blew the place away. And Howard basically patted him on the head and said, "Good job, Fred." And then went on to like nothing had happened. And I'm telling you, he got up and played. You can't put a figure. You can't describe how much talent that was.
That's amazing.
Like Jack Bruce's jaw was down, and that was 30 years ago, So
right. All that meditating that Howard has done over the years hasn't done crap, because what you learn through meditation is to try to like shrink your ego. To this day, I'm trying to shrink my ego. I'm aware of it. And none of that meditation worked on that dope. I'll say all of it for you, Jackie. You just sit there and lap it up.